Hello everyone, this is Rockets and Rudders, doing my first ever video for a new channel that I wanted to start to help out others with kind of all things flight sims, HOTAS, HOSAS, and other controllers. I had a little bit of trouble when I first started finding like really helpful videos. Some things were unclear, and so I thought I'd go ahead and try to make very clear videos for everyone to refer to if they need it. I'm just gonna shoot this in one constant video, no cuts or anything, because I have no experience really with that. So I'm sorry if it's not the cleanest video, but I'll try to go through each step in detail on how you would re-grease the rails on your Thrustmaster TWCS Throttle to make the motion much smoother and to get rid of any stiction or like choppy motion. So we'll first start off with what you're going to need today. So you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. So roughly this size. If you have a screwdriver that has a rotating top so you can easily spin it. I have this that I use. It's a powered screwdriver for electronics and things like that. It goes forward and in reverse. Very convenient. You don't need one of these though. It's just faster and easier. The next thing you need are some paper towels, just regular sheets, and you're gonna want a couple pieces cut in strips like this for when you're gonna clean off the rails before applying the new grease. You're gonna want some Q-tips, easy. Some rubbing alcohol, which I have here. It's just this, it's just this stuff, isopropyl alcohol. We're going to use this to clean off the, the manufacturer's original lubrication, because it's not the greatest. So we got that. Also, you're going to need a. You don't need it. You can do it by hand, but having a small clean paintbrush like this, or even like you could take like a makeup brush or any kind of tiny brush that's clean. Make sure you clean it well first, dry it. So we'll use that as well. Just a well-lit, clear, workspace that you can, have your things set out. For lighting, when I get into the internals, I'm gonna turn on this headlamp that I've got. You don't need that. It helps me working on electronics. Nyogel 767A. I recommend this product. It's a little pricey. This tube costs about $40 on Amazon. I've heard other people say that they found other products. I'm not really sure what products are, good for this. I just know from what I've read and everyone I've talked to that the Nyogel 767A is the best you can use. And just like you're gonna need like around probably 60 minutes, a little bit of patience. And like I said, these are optional. Powered screwdriver. You can use latex gloves if you don't want to get this stuff on your hands. It's a little sticky. And like I said, a headlamp or a desk shop light or whatever to get better lighting. So all right, get rid of that. And so here we go. This is brand new Thrustmaster TWCS that I just got. I got it for my travel setup. I already have a full HOTAS setup for my desktop at home, my gaming PC, but I wanted something so I could bring it along and play on the laptop. So it's nice little throttle. Got a lot of options on it. I'm sure everyone's aware of it. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started. So first thing you gotta do, turn the light on here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws, 8 or 9 was it? So you got, yeah, 8 screws. So first thing, with the electric screwdriver, I can't loosen them. I have to get it started with the regular one, so I'll just loosen them up a bit to get started here. I'm just loosening these 8 screws here. Can't miss them. The two that are really like kind of down in a recessed hole there, they're a pain in the ass to get out. The rest of them aren't too bad. I'll just do that. Like I said, I'm doing this in you know, I'll try to edit out if I can figure out how to do it. Me taking the time to do this so the video is shorter, but I'll do this as quick as I can. I don't know what it is about Thrustmaster screws that they use, but a lot of them won't come right out. They kind of, oh shit, where'd that one go? They kind of float around and get stuck at the last thread. So you gotta like force them out. I also have a little glass to put the screws in so you don't lose any. Recommend. Losing screws sucks. This is supposed to be magnetized. The next thing we're going to do when we open this up is we are going to start by removing their crude, you know, dampening device or whatever they have that controls the resistance of the throttle, and removing the arm that is connected to the potentiometer. I'll show you just a second once I get this open. I've got one screw here that's refusing to de-thread. There we go. All right, so that's it. We now have removed all the screws. We can go ahead. One thing to be cautious of is that if you remove this and this cable, it's not really secure. It can pop out of place. So you want to be careful not to do that. So flip it over here. All right. Okay, so we removed this part here. We're going to place that to the side for now. We're not going to need that until we put it back together. Okay, you can see what I'm talking about. This wire popped out of place. I'm thinking about hot gluing it in there later or something like that, so it doesn't do that, because this is hot glued. It's not very strong there. If you tug on it too hard, you know, you could rip out those cables. So this is what we're working with. So this throttle, I actually just greased it with the Nyogel last night to do a test run. So I'm not actually going to be going through all this stuff. I'm going to be showing you what to do. It's very simple. You know, it takes a little time, but we'll just go over what you need to be doing here. So first thing, now that we've got this open, is you're going to want to take your screwdriver and this screw here. You're gonna remove that. And what happens is when you remove that, the screw comes out, and there's these two plates here. The one on the bottom has little black bumps on it, and then the one that goes on the top has holes that the little black bumps slide into. So I don't know if you can see from this angle, but there's two plates there. You want to remove them. Make sure that when you put it back, you want to put the bottom bar will be the one with the black bumps on it. You see here, there's two there, and there's two over here that you probably can't see under that wire. But you want to make sure that the two bumps are facing up as the bottom bar, and then the other on top, and then the screw will go back in. So we remove that, and then Once you have that removed, place it aside. You're gonna clean it in a bit. You're also gonna remove this screw and this washer, okay? Right here, this screw and this washer. So you're gonna pull that out. Once you do that, you can gently lift up this side of the bar up here. Do not disconnect this to the board here. You only wanna lift this up gently enough to where like you can pull it up from the, the base where it is and move it to the side. So it's no longer connected to your throttle. See how it's sliding along? That's what registers your input. So you want to make sure that you get that screw out and the washer and gently lift this up and move it to the side. Okay. And once you have that done, we're going to start to clean. Okay. So like I said, rubbing alcohol. You're going to take paper towels. Just take a regular sheet of paper towel. Wet it down with a little rubbing alcohol and clean those two bars that we removed, the one screw, and also clean this screw and the washer, and start wiping away what you can get. So you want to remove all the grease here. I'm circling it. All that on that black bar. Any grease there you want to remove. So you just get, use your Q-tips as well and paper towels. Get it all away first without the alcohol. Once you've got it and there's just residue left, then use an alcohol soaked Q-tip or paper towel and really make sure you get rid of all that residue. That's important. That's one of the main parts here where friction happens. And the other part that we need to clean is the rails. You see these two metal rails running along here? So they're entirely coated in the factory's lubrications, which is not very good. It's a little tricky because you're gonna have to, do one side, remove it all. First, like I said, start with just a clean paper towel or clean Q-tips for the bottom, and just wipe off all the lubricant that you can. So you're gonna have to move it to access all the parts because you can only work on one side at a time. So remove everything here, get it all really good. Once you've gotten all of it off and it's just like the residue, that's when you're gonna use a alcohol soaked paper towel or Q-tip. Now, the reason I recommend that you cut strips like this, it's like a square that I folded in half, is that you're gonna wanna slide this under here so that it loops down below like this. So it's gonna go down under the bar, and that way you can kind of pinch this off and really, clean off all of the sides of the bars. That's really important. It's really important that you get all of the original lubricant off of this thing before you put on the Nyogel 767A. So do that. So work both sides first like this. Then once you've got it, get another one of these, put alcohol on it, or use Q-tips, and really, go at it and make sure you remove any residue. Then, like I said, once you finish that entire side, you want to slide it down. Work this side now. So we would slide this down. Now, since this side has lubricant on it still, when you slide this down, it's going to carry a little bit over there. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to push to this side, do all the steps I just said for cleaning this side of the rails. Okay, get everything you can off, use the alcohol. Then you're going to have to slide this back once you do. And since there's a little bit of residue that's going to be left, you need to, it's not going to be as difficult, but just make sure you clean them off again real quick with a little towel with alcohol on it. And then I did it, I went back and forth probably 2 or 3 times just to ensure that I got everything off and was ready to go. So yeah, once you finish that, you are ready to apply the Nyogel. Okay, so I'm gonna put this throttle aside for a second. I'm going to show you a screenshot of that shows the key points where you need to get the lubrication. So it has arrows pointing to them. What I recommend you do is pause the video when I put this up, and screenshot it yourself or whatever, so that way you can use it as a reference. So let me pull this over here, just a second. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so if you can take a screenshot of that, pause the video or whatever, this will show you the key points. All the blue arrows are pointing to where you need to apply the Nyogel. So, like I said, we're going to reapply this entire area, grease it up, about ½ inch past where the washer goes the furthest. So like from here and all that. You don't need to do the bottoms. I put a little bit in the little the well here, but make sure you spread it evenly. What I did was I took the tube and I did little drops like all over the place. And then once I had the drops there, I used, like I said, the small paintbrush to spread it evenly. And, so it was smooth, not like lumpy and chunky. So I'm gonna leave this for 1 second, and then I'm gonna remove it to go back to the throttle. Okay. All right, let's pull this over here. Be careful not to let that wire rip out. All right, so now you've got that lubed up. Like I said, just drop a few dots here, and distribute it evenly with the brush. Also, as you saw in the picture, they want you to, when you put these two bars back in place, on the bottom of the bottom bar, like all the way to the sides where the black bump area is, but on the very bottom of the bar that's on the bottom, there's like rubber pads. They're like little square rubber pads. You'll see it when you remove them and look at the bottom. I put a little dot on those, just on the black squares, and spread it evenly with the brush, and then I placed it, put it in place. The bottom bar, there, like I said, there's two bars here. I put the bottom one in place, and then I also put a little drop right where the black bumps are as well on the bottom bar before I put this top bar back in the screw. So do that there, evenly spread it out a bit. You're not gonna wanna put the bars back on until after you're done lubricating the rails though. So you wanna do the rails, so you can lubricate this. Don't screw this back in this yet. You can just you can lubricate this part without putting the screw and the washer back in, because we're still going to want to be able to move around the bars to lubricate it. So you can, the first step is to do the bars once we have everything cleaned off. So what I did with the bars, I just took the tube, I just went like this, kind of like in a zigzag, squeezing a very thin line, and got as much on the side, I went from side to side, like in just a Z pattern. And once I did that, I did the same on the other side. Then I took the brush. You can use your hands if you want, your fingers or whatever. And I used the brush to, I'm not gonna dirty this because it's new, but I used it to get under there and go side to side, also this side to side, so you go both ways, so you spread it out evenly. Slide the throttle down, do the other side, make sure you get a good amount, but you don't gotta put giant globs. Just like I said, if you squeeze it, it's hard, the stuff doesn't come out very quick. So you squeeze it, you'll just get a fine little thin line, and just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then you're gonna wanna take the brush, your finger, you can even probably use a Q-tip. I don't know if I'd wanna do that though, because the cotton might might stick into the, and get stuck on the rails. So I advise against using anything like that. But you know, brush it this way, this way, this way, this way. And then I said back and do it, you know, just brush it out evenly. You just want to make sure it's all coated evenly, like on all sides of the bars. Once you have the bars in place, you can go ahead. We already lubed up this part. We're going to go ahead and put that washer back on there, and you're going to pop that screw back in. So you're going to have to put that in place where the receptacle is under there, where the screw goes in. You're going to gently lift it up again and lift it over onto there. Then screw that down. Add a little more grease on top of the washer there. Make sure it's in there tight, and then we need to go ahead and, like I said, this would be the last part. This is a little tricky because it's a tiny place. I've already told you about lubricating the bottom of the little black squares that are on the bottom bar, and then also in this little squared bump area on both sides, and distributing that evenly. And then once you get those in place, tighten the screw in, and that's it. What this is there's a hole in the base that you can access. You can put your screwdriver down through there without taking the bottom off, and it lets you change the resistance in the throttle. Like if you need more force to push it. It doesn't matter though, because once you put the Nyogel on, it's got plenty of resistance, and you're not gonna have to mess with that. So I just tightened it down moderately, like tight, like I didn't like start wrenching on it or anything. I just did it until it didn't need much force. So we got that all back. So all the parts we needed to lubricate are lubricated. Like I said, this is a pain in the ass. I'm probably gonna glue this once this video is done. I just wanted to finish showing the finished product. Come on. There we go, I think. Yep, I got it. Okay, so pick up the base. Which side is the front? Okay, so this is the front. Pop the base back down. Okay, so we've got that in place. As you see, make sure that everything is tight. There's no wires or anything. Oh, this here is the hole I'm talking about that the screwdriver can go down. When you do that to tighten, you just have to make sure the throttle is pushed all the way to the like furthest away from you. So like, you know, throttle all the way up. So you can see this. I don't know if you can see the screw down there now, but I could pop that in there, and that would be at that screw, and then you can go ahead and finish that up. So we're gonna pop just 2 or 3 screws in, so I'll do the rest after I'm done with the video, just so I can show you how well it works with the lubricant, with the Nyogel. So let's go ahead. Like I said, you got 8 screws, and make sure you're putting 8 in. I'll just do 2 more. I'll put the other 4 later. Tricky. All right, so we got 4 in. That should be okay for now. Just for our purposes, I'm just going to flip it over, and we will demonstrate the smoothness of the throttle. So you see, it's a nice, smooth motion, not at all jumpy. There's a good amount of resistance, like, you know, basically the perfect amount. Like it's not too resistant, but it's you know, it's just right. So we got that. So yep, we got a throttle in good shape now. If you have any skipping, like any, like, you know, areas where it feels like you may have missed getting the Nyogel on there, and it's like kind of like jumping in speed, you might want to, you know, remove the bottom again and go back in there and reapply more of the Nyogel with the brush. So, you know, there you have it. That is everything I did, and it turned out great. If you guys have any questions about anything that you saw here, you know, feel free to leave a comment or whatever. Like I said, this is the first time I ever did a YouTube channel. It's the first time I've ever made a YouTube video, an instructional video, any of that. So sorry for the, you know, my paper with crowns written on there for the materials and all that. But you know, I'll work on getting better. Hopefully I can, you know, help out some people out there, you know, with stuff that I had trouble with as I first started getting into Sims and HOTAS gear. So, all right, thank you for watching, and I will probably be putting up a video of the of lubricating the Thrustmaster T16000, the matching stick that goes, you know, with this throttle. So be doing that probably tomorrow or the next day. All right, so thank you, take care.